Hey team, this is Thomas and Tyler. One of the things I've always stressed to my now adult 4 sons is to always have somebody in their life who's godly, who's a mentor that's not me, that they can bounce ideas off of, whether they're in junior high, high school, college, or now out in the working force. And I've always believed that, and even to this day, I've got a gentleman in my life who's been mentoring me. His name is Dr. Pat Day. He's a retired Methodist preacher who happened to pick this East Texas enclave to retire, and I happened to be in the right place at the right time and then blessed by his mentorship of me. Dr. Day, tell us a little bit about what brought you to this, what got you here, and why Tyler.
In 2020, at the end of that year, I came to a point in my life where I retired from the Methodist ministry. I'd been a pastor for almost 50 years.
Yeah.
Almost 28 years.
50 years?
Yeah, I'm not that old, but I started when I was 6. One of the things about my ministry was I came to this point where, and like I said to a lot of people, sooner or later, everybody's going to retire.
Yeah.
And the question you need to ask yourself, what's next?
What's next?
What's next? What am I going to do with my life next? You can only watch so many reruns on television. And then there comes a point in your life you say, well, God's given me a lot of experience, hopefully a little knowledge.
Yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, I can still help some people be a little bit better at what God has called them to be.
That's neat.
And so at the end of 2020, I moved to Tyler, Texas, a place where I had served. My first church was here at Marvin Methodist Church, where you're a member,
Yeah.
and a great leader there. And so my wife and I decided we'd come back to Tyler, back to East Texas. And we'd been very, very happy there. Well, out of the clear blue, all of a sudden, people started calling and asking, what do you think about this? What should I do here?
I mean, you being a leader
Yeah,
for 50 years in ministry,
yeah.
naturally people are going to come to you wanting to get counsel, advice, and did it happen organically like that?
It happened organically. Another thing you mentioned earlier, having a mentor in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout my life, I've always had smarter people around me.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife has often joked and said, the secret to your success is you've always had an entree of people around you that are a lot smarter. You want to be around people that can challenge you, that can look at things from a different perspective, that can see insight that maybe you can't see yourself. Every great athlete has a coach.
Yeah.
Every great leader has some leader or a group of leaders that they spend time with on a regular basis that happens them to sharpen their saw and to become a better person.
Love that analogy.
And so that's exactly what I've been doing for 50 years, and this is a natural transition to being able to continue to do it. But the great thing now is I get to choose who I do it with.
You get to cherry pick.
That's right, I get to choose.
And he
the
picked me.
That's right. I had great compassion for Thomas. That's what it was.
I love
seriously,
it.
Thomas is one
I
of
love
those
it.
outstanding young men I've ever been around.
I love it. I paid him to say that.
Yeah, I'm looking for the check.
Very nice. Well, being 50 years in ministry, do you have a slower pace now that you are mentoring, and how many clients do you take on? I mean, how do you choose who to take on and how that works?
Well, one of the ways that I choose, I always pray every day.
Never a bad idea.
Lord, bring into my life the people that you think I can help.
Never a bad
Bring
idea.
into my life that I can make a difference in this person's life.
Love that.
You see, every person has to have a meaningful mission,
Mm.
a reason to get up in the morning.
Mm.
So many times we want to know the how before we know the why. And the why is so important because that's your purpose. And I believe that God hardwired every one of us with a purpose. And when you're living that purpose out, life becomes exciting.
It becomes fun,
It becomes fun, yeah.
particularly if you're doing it within what I would call your unique abilities.
That's right.
And that's to quote Dan Sullivan, by the way, in
Exactly.
the Strategic Coach.
Your passion and your abilities, your strengths, all lead you to your purpose.
That's great. Well, team, again, this is Thomas and Tyler. Again, just wanted to summarize here. I think everybody ought to have somebody in their life they can seek counsel from, get advice from, kind of bounce ideas off of. And for me, a great mentor is Dr. Pat Day. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.